Howdy, howdy.
Hello. So today's post is unique because Seth is promoting a new product that he created he's calling them mentor cards, but they're really like conversation cards, which I'm a sucker for conversation cards. I have like 10 conversation card decks that probably seven of them I haven't even opened. Like I just buy them.
Okay.
And so of course I bought this one. They're
Well,
pretty
and
expensive. But
and because you're a Seth Godin super nerd. Sorry, super fan. Nerd. By the way, when I say nerd,
oh,
it's a
nerd.
term of
Yes.
endearment, right?
Yes. Yeah.
But because you're the fan, I mean, I know you own like all things Seth Godin. So if there's a
hmm
product, you're like, take my money.
Yeah.
Um, but for 2 seconds, explain to someone who may not have encountered conversation cards. I said that weird. Conversation cards. Like, what's
Yeah.
the idea behind conversation cards? What does that look like?
So it's like, I mean, it looks like a card deck, like playing cards, but usually they have a theme. So, like, I have some that are like, one is like a brainstorming one. So it's like on each card is a thought provoking question or prompt to help you brainstorm new ideas. And then another one is like intimacy and relationships. So it's like deeper questions to help you get to know that person better. Um, One I actually have that I've used with mom and dad is it was designed specifically for questions that you can ask your parents or grandparents. Like,
Oh,
tell me
cool.
what it was like, growing up with this or that. And so, over some time when they were here over the last year or so, I like even recorded their answers to a couple of the
Nice.
cards. So yeah, he's calling this one a mentor deck. So I guess it's meant to be questions that you can ask. Well, oh, sorry, he says to just start going through the deck until one resonates. Um, like he kind of is marketing it as like getting unstuck. So I guess it's like meant to be your mentor to help you identify where you're stuck by reading through the cards
Okay.
and seeing which one sticks with you.
Yeah.
But he also, which I don't fully, because I didn't fully explore this, but apparently there's like an AI component that he has trained. I created virtual coaches that the AI trained on some of the most important ideas and authors of all time. And once you're in the artifact, you can guide the conversation where you need it to go. So I don't really understand that part.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
wait,
in
okay.
yeah in the if you so this whole podcast is a Seth Godin blog retrospective fan site. I don't know.
Yeah.
And so we highly encourage you to visit Seth Godin's blog, which you can find at seths.blog. And if you click into it, he has a author list for the book list that I think informed the mentor deck. And so I'm not gonna
Got
like
it.
go through and read every single one. There seems like there's quite a bit, but they're like Alan Watts about his book, The Wisdom of Insecurity, Annie Duke, Thinking in Bets, Making Smarter Decisions When You Don't Have All the Facts, and on, like decision making and startup mindset. So, Innovator's Dilemma. It's really fascinating. There's some Gandhi in here. It looks like I'm just skimming. So probably philosophical, um, good like business writing, just kind of a broad swath. This is marketing and this is strategy. So I would imagine that you've got
Hmm.
his 4 hour work week. So there's some Tim Ferriss in here, Sun Tzu, Art of War. Those are what's informing the mentor deck and this AI sort of conversational mentor thing he set up. So
Yeah, that's interesting. I'm kind of surprised that he would train an AI on other authors because, um, I mean, I'm a fan of that. I think it only continues to propel those authors and their platforms forward.
yeah,
But I know a lot of authors and thought leaders are concerned about that right now, and I
I know.
would be curious how Seth would feel about that. Because
And
I've
who
even thought
knows?
about,
Yeah,
yeah. Wait, sorry, what?
I was just gonna say, who knows, like how what that means. Like, I created virtual coaches that the AI trained on. So who knows if that means I shoved the PDF of the book into it
Hmm.
and it trained on that, or if it was, yeah, who knows what that means. But it's also in that, to me, that is a bit of a gray zone. I think that's what your point was, is that it's a bit of a gray zone right now in that, like, um, if I asked, like, hey, give me the PDF, present to me the PDF you were trained on, is that copying a book? So is that copyright versus,
Hmm.
uh, you know, give me the thinking from Sun Tzu's Art of War,
Hmm.
help me to think like that, and it coaches you, mentors you in that. It's fascinating. It's a bit of a gray zone, so it's so
I
interesting. You're right
know.
that he's done this.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, because I've even thought about creating like a, or getting someone to create for me like a custom GPT that's trained on like my ideal board of advisors. Like it would be like Seth Godin, Sarah Blakely, Ryan Tedder, like a few people like that that I wish, that I could ask them questions.
Yep.
Um, and I think that that only helps continue to make me want to buy their things and be associated with them because I'm like more fully integrated into who they are. But at the same time, it's, their, I don't know, likeness or thoughts or etc. But I've tried to do that with ChatGPT. I can't remember what book it was, but a few months ago, I asked like, "Hey, could you give me?" I don't remember what my question or my prompt was, but I think I was doing a talk and I wanted to pull some quotes from a specific book or something like that. Anyway, and it wouldn't. It was like, I can't give you specific quotes from that book, but here's an overview of the book basically. So I
Yeah.
thought that was really interesting and probably good that it wouldn't give me exact quotes.
Yeah. Well, so here's another take on this. This is interesting, and I know. So it's so interesting about today's blog is because it is a promotional. Like, it's, hey, buy the 52 card mentor deck, only $64. So again,
Which I already
as
bought it.
so there you go. Holly's already purchased it. And we never want this to be a competition with Seth's blog. We want to only promote Seth and his work. So please go visit it. Consider supporting Seth's work and thoughts, so we have more podcasts to make. Um, but it's not like the straightforward, like, read and think on it thing.
Hmm.
Here's a really interesting, I think, practical AI angle on what we're talking about. So, Gary Vaynerchuk, who's probably familiar if you're listening to a Seth Godin podcast, you've probably been hard to avoid Gary Vaynerchuk. But if you don't know, he's kind of a guru of modern and digital advertising, using sort of social media and the latest digital trends to get your message and business out there in front of people. So I purchased his latest day trading attention book, um,
Oh,
which I've
which
often
I'm
said,
surprised you got the physical version because you listen to a lot of stuff.
oh, I know. So I don't buy a lot of books. But what's so interesting about this book is that I've often said I check in about every 6 months with Gary Vee, um, and just kind of like listen to a couple talks, and you probably got what you need for about 6 months. I feel like when I last checked in, it was a unique, fresh, like, okay, he's like hitting on something different. And in this book, he lays out a like framework, like step one, do this, step two, and I was like, okay, now we're talking. Like, this is something very practical that the teams that I work with can translate for their needs, like their geographic area. They can translate that and like try to just give it handles. Something that we talk more philosophical about how to do social media, but like, here's the kind of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 steps, right? So
Yeah.
bought the book. It's getting longer than I meant for it to, but got the book.
No.
I took the digital version of it and I put it into a custom GPT with the purpose of saying
Mm.
I want to ask. So what that means is basically now I can take this book and I can ask the book questions. And so
Yes. That's awesome.
the question is, are you asking the author questions or are you asking the book questions? And the answer is yes, right?
Right.
So imagine if it's like your Wikipedia formed on this, but also being formed by the conversational LLM, like the
Yeah.
machine. So what was so interesting is there came a time where one of the teams that I work with had presented a proposal for a social media influencer, which is his whole thing, proposal. And so I took their proposal, gave it to this custom GPT based on this book, and said, I want to get Gary's insights and critiques and encouragements based on this. And Holly, it was as if we had like a quick email back and forth with Gary Vee himself saying like,
That's so
here's some
cool.
places to think about improving. You're doing this too much. This is not enough. And it was like, and then it was like, do you want me to create a social media calendar for you based on this? Do you want me to? And it was like ready to just go and be the coach based on this book. And it was fascinating. Uh,
That's awesome.
yeah. So if you're out
Well,
there, like, be thinking about, yeah, what does that
well,
look
and
like
this is
for you?
well, that's what I want to do. I want to be with the Ready Network becoming like a coaching network. I want to be forward thinking and have abundance mindset around AI. So like I'm already talking with a friend of like I don't even know what this looks like, but how yeah, so like and I don't have a book yet, but I know the one I want to write. So it's like, yeah, I feel like that's the future is like scan this. Well, it's actually what Seth is doing, which is so funny. So it's like scan this QR code or go to this website and you get to not only have you consumed this book, but go deeper. And especially if it's like a practical framework or something like that. But I mean, how many times have you listened to an audiobook or you've read a book and then you're like, dang it, what was that thing or like that quote, like I can't remember it, and like you're not going to go back and read the whole book again to find that one quote.
Right.
And so to have ChatGPT or like a custom project or a custom GPT that you can be like, hey, I remember it was like this story or you made this point, but I can't really remember what exactly it was for it to be able to talk back to you like, yeah, it was this. Oh, that's so cool.
I know.
Would love that. Yeah, that's really interesting, like what the future will be with that.
Yep. I love
Dang.
that. It's a cool idea. Well,
Or like sorry, one time for Christmas, you gave me that book that was like J.J. Abrams, I think, wrote it. And it was like like inside the book, it was like, oh, here's a map. And then you have to like do the map to figure out the next thing. And,
it's called
um,
S.
okay. So I wonder, like, will the future of books be like that with like an AI thing where it's like, you purchase a story or a book and it's like you have a prompt and you like type that in and based on this answer and you have to kind of make this
Mhm.
decision and it does this or that.
Yeah.
I don't know if that exists yet, but that could be cool.
I love that. That is like such a cool concept. Like, in other words, choose your
Choose
own
your own adventure.
adventure. Yeah. So
AI.
you buy this physical token of, interaction that leads you into an interaction with AI. Characters are developed. It could go anywhere, go back to the physical. And that kind of gives me goosebumps. Like, oh my gosh, is
I actually
that's
had a good idea. You're usually the one with ideas. I
hey,
never have good ideas.
rubbing
I
off on you,
execute
little
other people's
sister.
ideas. I know.
Hey, speaking of little sister, we talk a
Mhm.
lot about our family, and it would before we close out. Today is
It's
our
our dad's
dad's
grand dude's
birthday, so happy
birthday.
birthday, Dad! We love you.
Mm.
I know
He
we a
gave
lot
us
of.
both the gift of gab.
I was gonna say I know a lot of attributes, both probably pros and cons. We give credit to Dad a lot on our gift of gab, our hyper extroverted. What did I call? I said he relentlessly curious. A lot of those things are gifts from our father. So happy birthday, Dad. We love
Mm.
you.
Love you, Dad. And grand dude. That's who grand dude is. I'm sure
Yeah,
everybody's put that
that's
together
his
by now, but
grandpa name.
yep. Oh, happy birthday. All right. Well, you have a good day over there, Daniel. We'll talk
Yeah,
tomorrow.
later.